Let's all be honest with ourselves. Who doesn't love a good hot hatch? Something that's compact, yet also family friendly with, 200-ish horsepower. In other words, something that's quick enough, yet not too intimidating. Something that's sharply styled, yet not too over the top. Something that's practical, but also fun to drive.
Hot hatches are great. Except of course, with internal combustion looking like it's slowly on its way out, maybe hot hatches will soon be a thing of the past.
But what if we told you that the hot hatch wasn't dead? What if we told you that the future of the hot hatch could be electric?
This is the MG4 EV, a car that, on the surface, may sound fairly simple and even has a rather typically sounding name to match. As the world goes increasingly electric, this is an electric hatchback that's priced to be accessible. However, painting it with that broad brush would in fact conceal some specific standout qualities of this car. We first have to talk about the drivetrain setup here. You get a not uncommon 64 kWh battery that's good for over 400 km of range. You also get a 99 kW electric motor that's good for 250 Nm of instant electric torque. A healthy figure, but again, not uncommon.
What is uncommon, however, is the way that power is delivered. If I mention rear-wheel drive, low center of gravity, and 50-50 weight distribution, chances are what will come to your mind first is probably something like a German sports sedan. But no, we're still talking about this car, which has all of those qualities. And if you combine that with a taut chassis and a sporty suspension setup, what you get is a car that is really quite fun to drive. Push the car through some corners and its agility really shines through. It may not be blisteringly quick, but more important and relevant is the sensation from behind the wheel. It feels engaging in a way that EVs typically are not. And it's genuinely quite fun to drive.
Still, this isn't a one-trick pony. It also does all the sensible and practical things quite well. It's comfortable and easy to drive, holds highway speeds well, it's quiet on the trot, and doesn't exhibit any of the compromises you may typically expect of a small electric hatchback. Even the battery architecture is stellar. The car accepts up to 150 kilowatts of DC charging, meaning that you can practically drive it to most fast chargers on the island today and max out its capabilities. Furthermore, the MG4 EV comes equipped with a comprehensive set of driver assistance systems, including adaptive cruise control, traffic jam assist, lane keep assist, and even lane change assist.
Another way in which the MG4 EV embraces its hot hatch personality is with just the way it looks. With slanted front nose and aggressive exterior details, this is a car that immediately calls out for your attention.
In a clearly active bid against being bland, MG has really dialed up the styling on this car. At the rear, you get a distinctive taillight design, as well as two massive spoilers atop the rear hatch. It's unlikely going to make you magically much faster around a racetrack, but it injects this car with more youthful energy and personality.
Yes, we will concede that this is perhaps not the most cohesive design, but it's undeniably distinctive and helps the car to stand out on the road. Step inside the cabin and a sense of normalcy returns. In contrast to its more flamboyant exterior, the cabin here is more sensible and practical, especially with this pleasing colour scheme.
Don't for a moment let that fool you into thinking it's sparse though. Admittedly, the infotainment interface could do with more refinement, but it houses plenty of features. Beyond the traditional stuff like radio and phone connectivity, you also have the ability to adjust a number of settings that affects how the car behaves. You also get a native navigation system, a 360-degree camera, wireless phone charging, a 6-speaker audio system with 3D sound, all in all quite high levels of equipment for this segment. Overall fit and finish also feels solid, with a decent amount of soft touch materials used throughout.
Also, the MG4 EV's bespoke electric architecture means that rear passengers can ride in lots of comfort here. With its 2.7 meter wheelbase and relatively flat rear floor, the rear passengers get lots of legroom. In a segment where the pursuit of affordability typically leads to compromised ubiquity, the MG4 EV stands out, not just for embracing the driver-centric experience, but also for delivering outsized value.
Whether or not it actually is a hot hatch is really a matter of definition. It certainly has many traits of one, but we're also living in a world where the very definition of a hot hatch is changing. And in its own fascinating way, the MG4 EV strives towards that vision, bearing ambitions that are as bold as the way it looks. Fundamentally, this is a compact electric car that manages to deliver good electric range and charging capability while still being a practical and family-friendly hatchback. On the other hand, however, it also defies existing expectations that people may already have about MG, and points to a bright, possibly driver-focused future for the brand ahead. It is the sum of all these qualities, some of them rather surprising ones, that has built such a strong case for the MG4 EV. and makes it one of our cars of the year. Externally, this sports a sporty and distinctive design that is still progressive and modern. Yet on the inside, it also doesn't forget to be practical and sensible, and also offer sufficient space and comfort. And of course, a car of the year has to drive like one, which the MG4 EV also delivers, with its good body control and weight distribution.
And it is this very specific set of qualities that makes the MG4 EV so hard to turn our eyes away from, and which helps it stand atop its class as our 2023 Electric Hatchback of the Year. Perhaps the hot hatch isn't dead. Perhaps the hot hatch is just taking on a new form as it evolves for the electric age. And if that form looks like this, we'd say we're pretty intrigued. Long live the hot hatch.